ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna. So, welcome everyone to the last class of this year, 2024. So, we've done this year somehow, which was nice. Now, last class, we were doing the last part of the introduction, which is the characteristics of pure devotional service. So, the class before, we discussed the primary characteristics. In the last class, we discussed the secondary. So, I'll just quickly repeat that. Anyone remembers the primary characteristics of pure bhakti in Sanskrit, if possible? What are the characteristics of pure bhakti? What's the primary characteristics? Rasanand Prabhu or Mataji?
Shanta rasa, dasya rasa.
No, I'm just asking Prabhuji, what is the primary characteristics of pure bhakti? It's on the screen already, actually.
Swarup.
Yeah. Sorry, you are on mute, Mataji.
Swarupa Lakshana, Tatastha Lakshana.
Yeah, so what are the Sarup Lakshana?
Krishna is the object of love.
From the verses.
Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. So it's there in the verse itself. So primary characteristics are the Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. And what are the secondary characteristics?
Anyabhilashita
Anyabhilashita
Shunyam.
Shunyam Gan and Karma Dhinam. This is on the screen actually. So the verse second line is the primary characteristics and the first line is the secondary characteristics. It's pretty easy actually. So we have done the Swarup Lakshans, we'll not do that. Today we just repeat quickly the Tatastha Lakshan, which is the secondary characteristics of Bhakti. So Anya Bhilashita Shunyam, anyone would like to break this Anya Bhilashita Shunyam? Garima Mataji?
Anya means other,
Yes.
and Abhilashita means motive of the desire.
Thank you, Mataji. And Shunyam is zero.
Zero.
So it's complete zero, huh? And Abhilasha and Abhilashita, what is the difference? Namavatar Prabhu?
Abhilasha is desire,
Yes.
whereas Abhilashita is the motive of the
Motive of the desire. Huh? So desire, as in this example of Draupadi, her desire was that she should be protected. But this does not disqualify her from being a pure devotee because the Abhilashita, the intention behind that desire is always to serve and glorify Krishna. So here she was actually trying to glorify Krishna. And this pastime has one of the major meaning that she really wanted to prove, Krishna wanted to prove through this pastime that Krishna is the only protector. Huh? So Abhilashita word is very, very important. Um, Prabhupada says any desire except for the service of the Lord is called material desire. And even if there are extraneous desires, one's motive must be kept completely pure. Ujjwala Mataji, answer to your question, our motive, as far as our motive is pure, although externally, we are not such a great sadhakas, but as far as our motive is pure, going to Krishna, then it's all under Uttama Bhakti. Gyan Karma the Anavratam, anyone can explain that? So Prabhu?
Yes, it says Jnana Karma Anavritam. Means it's not devoid of Jnana and Karma, but Jnana and Karma that can be used in service of Krishna to attain Krishna and please Krishna. In that way, that also becomes a part of Bhakti. But ultimately, the main goal is doing selfless Bhakti to Krishna. That is without any motive. So Jnana and Karma can become an aid to attain Bhakti. That's
And it's needed actually. It's needed. We cannot take it out. So what are the two types of jnana?
Prabhu, Bhakti Anukul Gyan and Bhakti Pratikul Gyan.
Thank you,
So
Mataji.
Gyan that takes you closer to Bhakti is Anukul, and then that takes you away from Bhakti is Pratikul.
If I read Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita written by Prabhupada and I become puffed up, is it Bhakti Anukul Gyan or Bhakti Pratikul Gyan?
Pratikul.
Pratikul. Huh? So the same Gyan, Prabhupada writings, teachings are pure, but because I am feeling very proud about it, that I'm very intelligent, I know a lot. Actually, the same jnana is working against my goal of becoming a pure devotee. Similarly, it is applied for karma as well. So it can be bhakti anukul karma and bhakti pratikul karma. One example we discussed last week. Anyone remembers? Ujjwala Mataji, do you remember the example which we discussed? Okay, anyone? Astrology example we discussed. So if you go to a normal astrologer, he will say, okay, worship Ganesh or this devata and that devata. Shani is heavy and Mangal is bhari, whatever. But if you go to a Vaishnava astrologer, he can say, okay, worship Narsingadev, for example, worship Kurma Dev. And some devotees do have like a little Kurma on their altar. So it is astrology, but it's still serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we integrate the things rather than segregating the thing or ignoring. Because that's a valid science. It's not invalid. Now, the people don't know these days. That's a different story, but it's a valid science. Master Prabhu, you said jnana and karma. There's one more word, adi. Adi is there. So any other yogic process in that sense, anavratam. So it's no karma yoga, no jnana yoga, and dhyana yoga, hat yoga. So whatever can be used in an anukul bhav in Krishna consciousness, that's fine. Otherwise, reject. Anukulena sankalpam, pratikulena varjanam. So we have to do rejection of those things. Okay, I'll not read that. That's fine. So we understood. Yeah, Prabhupada, this line is really nice. The last paragraph. Actually, Krishna consciousness can be based simply on hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. Besides which, everything done is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. It's very simple, actually. Very, very simple. We make it complex. Many times, Prabhupada used to give this example, unless we do a big fire yajna in the swaha, ha, 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 then only someone thinks, I'm doing a great activity. If someone is simply chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita, oh, you're not so intelligent. You're not so intelligent, huh? That's why sometimes they misinterpret devotion is only for neophytes. For a higher intellect, Jnana Yoga is there. Jnana Yoga is there. And you can read in Bhagavad Gita, and we have read it. 13th chapter, 14th chapter, 15th chapter. Every chapter, Krishna is using the word bhakti, bhakti, bhakti. So even for Jnana Yoga in itself, to perform it well, you need the aid of bhakti. You cannot even perform Jnana Yoga without bhakti, Karma Yoga without bhakti. You can't do that. Forget about the perfection of it. Bhakti is very simple, very powerful. Thus, one should always be guarding against fall downs. Okay. Yeah, this chart is very nice. So first one, what's the Sanskrit name of it? Sanjay Prabhuji? The first one.
Sorry, Prabhu, the Sanskrit
The
word
Sanskrit name of Bhakti plus Karma. We read it.
Karma Mishra Bhakti.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So कर्म मिश्रित भक्ति कर्म जिसमें भक्ति में कर्म मिला हुआ है, हाँ. So we put some haldi in the sabji. So haldi mishrit sabji. So here you can say karma, huh? There's some karma. What does it mean? I still have some tendency to enjoy the fruits of my result to myself. I worked hard, huh? That means I have that. I am serving Krishna, but still, थोड़ा सा glorification मुझे भी मिलता. Some glorification. Radhanath Maharaj was saying in a class. I don't remember exact words of Maharaj, but the point was when you say all glories to Guru and Gauranga, he says when we say all glories to Guru and Gauranga and all glories to Vaishnava, means no glories to me. So we say it by words, Maharaj said, but we still expect thoda sa, some glorification should come to me as well, huh? Because I'm something actually, huh? I'm doing something, huh? So this bhav, Maharaj was saying, is very dangerous, very dangerous. And Maharaj again repeated in his class, all glories to Prabhupada, no glories to me. When we say all glories to Prabhupada, means 100% to Prabhupada. And how much left for us? Zero. So so we say, Maharaj, we say by mouth, but we don't really mean it, huh? We think I am some important in the congregation. So that is Karan Mishra Bhakti. Huh? So somewhere we have a tendency to enjoy the result of what we are doing. But okay, second one, who can say the word? Very simple. Sanjay Vyas Prabhu already said it. What's the Sanskrit name of it? Namatar Prabhu?
Jnana Mishra Bhakti.
Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Some jnana tendency is involved. Huh? Somewhere I'm still leaning towards that. Again, it's like 80-20, you can say, huh? But it's Mishra. And we can see the end result of Karma Mishra will be maximum. This is the maximum we are talking. Salokya and Sarupya. In Jnana Mishra, maximum will be Shantarasa. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says only pure bhakti. Huh? Pure bhakti is also known as Kevala Bhakti. We read that in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Kevala Bhakti. So Kevala Bhakti is the only one which will take you the closest to the Lord, which is like Dasya, Sakya, and all those rasas. Okay. Okay, we also read the verse given by Sri Narad Muni from Narad Pancharatra. I'll just quickly read because it's one of the important verses. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam Hrishikesha sebanam bhaktir uchyate. So this definition of Narad Muni is very, very close to the definition of Rupa Goswami. I'll not read that. Let's go to what is Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam means? Anyone remembers? Priya Mataji? Very simple Hindi word.
Giving up all material designation.
All material. What does it mean? Can you give examples, Prabhuji? Like
thinking of myself. I mean, sorry, bro, please correct me if I'm wrong, but like different kind of upadhis, like thinking myself as a manager or a leader or different kind of positions in material society or spiritual society. Yeah.
More than that, that's correct, Prabhuji. More than that, what are the upadhis? That's absolutely correct, Prabhu. Managerial upadhis and all those things, positions in my office or in my community, whatever. What else? I'm Australian, I'm Indian. Huh?
I'm this body, I'm the female.
And I am the male and female. Huh? So we are completely living in that consciousness. One Maharaj was saying, very naturally, I was looking so nice. He's saying, if you are in Purusha Sarir, like in a male body, then you do Dandavat Pranam. If you are situated in a female body, you do Panchang Pranam. He was saying so spontaneously, right? So this is how we have to become that conscious. Obviously, we have the rules of our purity, but the point is, this is all ego. We are neither male nor females. We are no one. We got nothing to do with body. The body is dead, but still we feel like me and my body, aham and mamata. So sarvopadi. Sarvopadi refers to sarvopadi, except one upadhi. I'm the servant of Krishna. And besides that, every other upadhi is temporary. Tat paratvena nirmalam. Rishikena. What does Rishikena mean? Anyone remembers? Rishikena, Rishikesha. So Rishikena.
Rishikena is Prabhu, purified senses, freed from all the designations.
Mm-hmm.
And Rishikesha means he's the master of senses. So our
Rishi
are designed in such a way that they are never
satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied.
Never satisfied. You can say your tongue, your nose, your eyes, your mind, ego, and all that. Anyway, Rishikesha. So there's two words. Rishi Isha. So she senses, and Isha is the master of the senses. So from your senses, when you serve the master of the senses, then what happens? Your senses become purified. Like if you are serving Krishna, your senses are becoming purified. Over the period of time, you will see the demand of senses goes down if you're serving the master of the senses. But if you're just serving yourself, Atmindriya Priti Vancha Dhare Kam Nam. Chaitanya Charitamrita says Atmindriya. When you are trying to satisfy yourself, Dhare Kam Nam. That is called Kam, lust, desire. But Krishna Indriya Priti Vancha, if you're trying to serve Krishna with the same Indriyas, Dhare Prema Nam. That is known as Prema. So if you serve Krishna, your deities or temple deities or following your Guru Maharaj's instruction, that is Prema. With the same body, same senses, same activity. But if you're doing for yourself, यज्ञ शिष्टासना संतो मुच्यन्ते सर्व किल विषय है बुच्यते ते तोघम पापा ये पचन्ति आत्म कारण भगवद गीता says the same thing. So you are a thief. You are a thief if you don't offer to Krishna. Okay, nice comparison here. Anyabhilashita shunyam is compared with sarvopadi vinirmuktam, that means free from all material designations. Anukulyena, which is favorably disposed. Your intention is to please Krishna. That is paralleled with tat paratvena, taking him as the highest object. Anushilanam, which is the cultivation which we read in detail, refers to Sevanam here, and Jnana Karma, the Anavartam, refers here to Nirmalam. So no fault in that seva. Absolutely pure for Rishikesh. Okay, types of Uttama Bhakti. So we discussed about it. Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, and Prema Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti is like a bud, has not started blossoming. Bhava Bhakti has started blossoming, is not fully blossomed as yet, and Prema Bhakti is fully blossomed flowers. So this is the journey. Now, I think not Bhanu Maharaj, Bhurijan Prabhu was saying, journey from sadhana to bhava is very difficult, but from bhava to prema is quite easy. And Adar Maharaj was saying it's like uphill. So you're going till Nistha, we are uphill. So when you go to Vaishnav Devi, for example, very uphill, uphill, uphill. But after that stage, it's quite relatively easy. So whatever we all struggling or going through, this is because it's transition between sadhana bhakti to bhava bhakti. It's a difficult phase. Okay, this is our sort of summary page. So we're still in the first wave, introduction. So we have just finished definition of pure devotional service. Now we're entering to chapter 1. And today the plan is to finish chapter 1, which is 6 characteristics of pure devotional service, and to start the second wave from 2025 class 1. Okay, what are the 6 characteristics of pure devotional service? Anyone remembers quickly?
All
Kleshagni,
renunciation.
Subhada. Kleshagni,
Kleshagni, Shubhata. Yep. 2 more. Someone else can say.
Moksha.
Moksha Lagutakrat.
Lagutakriya.
So moksha is liberation, and Lagutakrat. Bhakti derides the moksha. Thank you, Mataji. One more you can say, Ramya Mata.
Wealth. Did someone say wealth?
Wealth. No. Garima Mataji, thank you. Sudurlabha. Yes. And 2 more. Someone else can
वो
say.
happiness Sandrananda Visheshatma.
Sandra Nanda Visheshatma. Thank you, Mataji. And the 6th one.
Shri Krishna Karshani.
Shri Krishna Karshani. Thank you. So it's a very simple verse. Same verse I'll read. Kleshagni Shubhata Moksha Lagutakrat Sudurlabha Sandrananda Visheshatma Shri Krishna Akarshani Chasa. What is the characteristics of pure devotional service? These are the 6 characteristics. Now, I'll not read this. The unique characteristics of bhakti are its ability to destroy suffering, its bestowal of auspiciousness, its disregard for liberation, its rarity of attainment, its manifestation of concentrated bliss, and its ability to attract Krishna. So last week, okay, we'll not read that. That's fine. Okay, yeah, this is important. So, which are the 2 characteristics of sadhana? Mahasu Prabhuji? For sadhana, bhakti, what are the 2 characteristics? Out of these 6, what are the 2 for sadhana stage? Prema Bhakti Mataji speaking on mute though.
Kleshagni and Subhada.
Kleshagni and Shubhada. Thank you. The Prema Mataji, you can tell the next one. For bhava, what are the 2 extras? It's in the verse actually. I'm not asking anything out of verse. It's in the verse. So if you have, okay, I'll just go back to the verse.
It is
Remove moksha and like
Okay,
moksha.
Karika Mataji, फिर से, sorry, Krishna Vallabha Mataji, yeah.
Prabhu, I think it's moksha laghuttaktari and
Krat, Moksha Laguta Krat,
and sudurlabha.
Sudalva. So it's very simple actually. If you look at the screen, Kleshagni and Shubhada, they get manifested in sadhana stage. Moksha Lagutakrat and Sadurlabha get manifested in the next one, which is Bhava. So in Bhava, you'll experience 4. In Sadhana, you'll only experience 2. And the Prema will have the last 2, which is Sandhananda Visheshatma, Sri Krishna Karshani Shasha. Now, who else can say what is to be added on top of what I just said? So 2, characteristics, which I said, it is right. But one point I'm still, I haven't said it because I wanted.
So in sadhana bhakti, can I tell Prabhu?
Yes,
Sorry.
please, Mataji.
I think this is the point. Like in sadhana bhakti, we will be covered by 2,
Yeah.
and in bhava bhakti 4.
Yeah, so
And
we already
in-
said that. But there's one more important point which I have not said as yet, which is very important. So 6 we have covered. 2 plus 2 plus 2. That's fine. One important point. What's the relation between sadhana, bhava, and prema bhakti, and these 6 stages of 6 characteristics of stage bhakti?
Each one becomes more concentrated as
Thank
the
you, Mata. Yes,
stage
each one becomes more concentrated. You see the coloring is changing. So in the sadhana bhakti, there will be some removal of kleshagni, but in a smaller degree, because we are sadhakas, we are not there as yet. In bhava, the intensity of the kleshagni or or subhada, sudurlabha will be increased, and prema, kleshagni will 100% manifest. 100%. It's just an example. No numbering should be given, but like 40% in sadhana, you can say 80% in bhava and 100% in prema. So when we say kleshagni is not 100%, so you will say, I've been chanting Hare Krishna for last 10, 20 years, whatever, but I still have so many kleshas. Why is that? Yes, the kleshas are getting out of our life, but in a smaller degree, depending on how much intensity we have in our sadhana, how much sincerity we have in our sadhana. So that's the point here. So if we understand this, the life becomes much more easy. So these are the 6 characteristics, and their degree of manifestation will also increase as we go forward. You see a sannyasi, they may have some bodily suffering, so-called bodily suffering, but they are completely blissful in their own state. They don't. And if we get little flu, we're like, oh my God, I'm suffering. I have so much pain in my tooth, in my eyes, and back pain and whatnot. All these things. But the advanced soul, they don't really bother about it. And rather, I think, took the example of Kunti Mani, who's inviting the kleshas. Let the kleshas come into my life. So anyway, so this chart is very nice. Okay. Now, last week we started from the first characteristics, kleshagni. Who can tell the meaning of it? As per Rupa Goswami, I mean, not your own meaning.
Kleshagni means destruction of suffering and its causes.
Okay, it's on the screen. Thank you. Can you break the word, Prabhuji?
Okay.
No, that's fine. Reading is fine. No problem. What is the klesha, general meaning of klesha, Prabhuji? Klesh.
Klesha means 5 types of suffering. What you said. 5 types of suffering.
Yes. So let's start from the simple one. So klesha means suffering. So klesha is suffering. Can anyone give examples of kleshas? Types of
suffering.
categories of.
Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik.
Thank you, Mataji. So Adi Daivik klesha, Adi Bhautik klesha, and Adhyatmik klesha. Who can define this? Yeah, Mataji, sorry, you were saying something earlier.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's what Mataji.
Yeah, so
Adi
Adi
Devik,
Bhautik.
Adi Atmik.
So you said, I think probably bodily suffering. That's perfectly fine. So that's Adi Bhautik. So Adi Bhautik includes that. Now, what is Adi Bhautik, Priya Mataji? If you have to define, say, in 1 or 2 lines.
Adi Bhautik is was caused by your own self.
Own self, yes, and yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Bhautik. So if you remember the word bhautik, bhautik means your body. So the kashta, klesha, which comes to you or which comes to us from our body and other bodies around us.
Other bodies around us, yeah.
Like it can be your friend, it can be a machhar, it can be a mosquito as well. You go to Mayapur, and Devant Maharaj said is the capital city of mosquitoes. Indian Air Force, Maharaj said. So there's so much in Mayapur. So the kashta which comes from your body or others' body around you, for example, just immediate around. And Adhi Daivik is the kashta which comes from devas. So
Devta.
heavy
Yes.
rain comes, storm comes, flood comes,
Natural
tsunami
disaster.
comes, blah blah blah, natural disaster. Thank you, Mataji. And Adhyatmik.
Self.
Coming from our own mental state.
Mental state, mind. You have all the money of the world, you have all the health of the world, everything is going fine, but your mind is like, I have nothing. I'm so poor. There's $10 billion lying there, but you think I'm poor. You're sitting in the AC room, your heart is burning. Why my neighbor is flourishing more than me? Why he has a better BMW than me? Huh? So your mind. So even if you have no Adi Bhautik and no Adi Daivik, you'll always be suffering by your adhyatmic miseries. Mind makes what do you get? The mountain of a mole. तिल का पहाड़ बनाते थे. I mean, a small thing is there, and people will argue so much on it, so much on it. Just a small, little, insignificant thing. Anyway, so what Kleshagni means, as per Rupa Goswami, is destroys the suffering plus its causes of it. That's very important. Suffering means, suppose you got a sentence to go to jail for 10 years, for example, just an example. So a Pradhan Mantri or a Prime Minister will come and say, okay, I have removed your sentence. You don't have to go to jail. But is your tendency to commit sinful activity still there? Yes or no? Yes, it's there because you'll recommit the same sinful activities again. So the desires are there, desires are not purified, and then you'll commit the same, and then again you'll be caught by police, again you'll get the sentence. So Kleshagni is very important. It's the destruction of the suffering, which is just the external thing. Like if you cut a tree from the stem, but if the roots are there, when the rain will come, the roots will grow again. So externally, if you do some austerity, charity, in 6.1, sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter, Shukdev Goswami is recommending these things in the beginning, at least, to Parikshit Maharaj, that do celibacy, do charity, do all these yagyas and all that. So Parikshit Maharaj also says it. Why he says this is Kunjar bath. Kunjar mane hathi, elephant bath. So elephant takes nice bath and he comes out. What he does? He puts so much dirt again on his body. So similarly, we may take bath, we may do some yagyas, austerity, charities, but after that, sometime I've heard in India for 9 days in Nodurga, they're vegetarian, and on the 10th day, they eat the double amount, whatever they missed out, something like that. So for 9 days, they were just holding themselves. Somehow ये 9 दिन pass हो जाए, and then the 10th day they break up all the barriers.
वो भी नहीं होता प्रभु.
वो भी नहीं होता.
Even from 6th day it starts.
Hari bol, Hari bol. See, now Avatar Prabhu is a local Bengali person. And again, it's not only in Bengal, there may be so many places. I'm just one example. So people hold themselves for a particular time, but the desire is burning inside. As soon as they get an opportunity, bang again. Chaitanya Prabhu was saying in a class, it's a simple example. In Kartik, some people fast from sweets. All due respect to everyone, it's Chaitanya Prabhu's example. And he says sometimes, when we finish the month, then you start eating the double the quantity. So I don't even quit, so I'm not disrespecting anyone. Some people are very nice. They're at least not eating for that particular month. So anyway, Prabhu was saying that we may take some vows to show to others that I'm so strict. But again, when you come home, you're eating double the quantity or something. So this means our desires are not purified. But what bhakti does, it destroys not only the karmic reactions, destruction of the suffering, but also destroys in the root the seed of it, which is our desires. So desire does not go, the seed does not go. What happens? As Rupa Goswami says, seeds get roasted. If a seed you put in suppose a moong dal or chana, I was talking to Mao Prabhu, you put in water and it sprouts after 2 days or 3 days, right? But if you roast that moong dal, will it still sprout? No. So bhakti, what it does, it roasts the bija of sinful desire. Okay, let's read that. So literal meaning of klesha is suffering or affliction, but here the meaning may be taken as the causes of suffering. These kleshas are the cause of sinful and pious activities which result in material misfortune or good fortune. Okay, so this is what we are reading last week. Kleshas is of 5 types, starting from avidya. Avidya is the root of everything. Ignorance, again, ignorance is simply means we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. The second one is asmita. Asmita here refers to false ego. So due to ignorance, asmita come. Because I've forgotten my mool sarupa, the original sarupa, I am identifying myself as a male, female, Indian, Australian, white, black, yellow, green, whatever I may be. False ego, bodily identification of me and mine. Aham mameti. That's asmita. Due to asmita, because I'm the body, right? That's what I'm considering. Body attachment. I'm the body. Raga. This computer belongs to me, this car belongs to me, this house belongs to me, money belongs to me, and whatever belongs to me, what's the purpose of those things? To gratify me. I'm the bhokta because they belong to me. Now, if you see, the root itself is wrong. Root itself is wrong. Like if you start driving a car, you're going from here to Melbourne, for example, long drive, and after a while, even when you stop driving, you still feel like you're still driving, isn't it? It happens, especially in India, when we used to go to on train journey for long train journeys for 24 hours plus. You come home first night at least, you still feel like I'm still not tick 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 tick. First night while you're sleeping, you're half in the train and half at home. Second night is probably okay. So it's like that. So raga, attachment, desire for material happiness and those means which will give it. And we go after it like anything. So these things give me happiness, I'll go after. This things does not give me happiness, and that is called dvesha. So something I don't like, I have dvesha for those things or those people. I don't like certain people. And I like certain people, so I have raga. This is my son, this is my neighbor's son. So my son is more important. Raga. Dvesha, no, my neighbor is very bad, so his son also, I have inimical or bad feelings towards that person. Raga and Dvesha, which is based on Asmita, which is like bodily identification, and Asmita is based on what? Avidya. And due to all that, Abhinivesh, like completely absorbed in that identity, so much so that you don't even know that there's something outside it. Like, as I said, if you're driving a car, you become the car. You don't identify as a driver of the car, you identify yourself as the car. I am Mazda, I am Toyota, I am whatever. And some other people say, Pagal ho gaya hai kya? You are the driver of the vehicle, you are not the car. But this is what happens. So I identify so much, and anyone who threatens me of my identity or my attachments, I attack on that person. You belong to my neighboring country, and my neighboring country does not have good relationship. 36 ka ankada. So they attack you, you attack on them, sometimes physically, sometimes verbally, and sometimes intellectually. Abhinivesh, attachment or absorption. I've not played that game, but I've heard there's a game called Avatar or something where you choose your own avatar and then you play, thinking you are, say, Superman or Batman or whatever. So you become completely absorbed, and your mama will say, "Come, beta, take prasadam." And you'll, "Nee, mama, I'm playing game. I'm losing. I'm losing the game, or I'm gaining in the game. I got 20,000 points. More. And some kids you can see so much absorbed in that they just forget their identity as that person, and they completely get transported into that identity. This is called abhinivesha. So due to this, kleshas come. And what's the bottom line? Avidya. So let's look at this chart. So kleshagni, this is a chart which is me or jiva, you can say. Jiva thinks due to avidya, I am. I am, whatever. I'm the body and I am male, female, or whatever it is. So this is the jiva due to avidya. Due to avidya, he does some desires. Due to avidya only. Desires can be I want or I hate, I fear, I destroy. I want to destroy something or someone. Due to these desires, first, you have some desires and then you act on those desires. I perform the action. So Jiva has avidya. Due to avidya, he desires, obviously wrong desires. And due to wrong desires, he performed wrong actions. So what happens behind this? This is external. What happens behind the scenes? So avidya, desires can be of two types: pleasure giving desires, at least you think like that. I like, I want, or pain. I hate this person. I hate this thing. I don't want. Actions means actions for the mind. You can say sankalpa and vikalpa. I accept, I reject. It says mind only does two things: sankalpa or vikalpa. I accept it, I like this, or I dislike it, reject it. As soon as you perform this under the modes of material nature, because we are in avidya, you are in karma bandhana. Whatever, good or bad. You are helping someone, which is a good desire or a good deed, but you are still in karma bandhana, mode of goodness. You are not out of karma bandhana. And due to this karma bandhana, kleshas come. So avidya, from avidya you get the desires, from desires you act. And because you are acting under the modes of material nature, you get into karma bandhana, and karma bandhana brings you kleshas. The famous line of Kunti Maharani, Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kam Karmavi. Due to avidya, kama here means desire, and then desire leads to karma. And then we get bound. Bhav Asmin. In this bhava, in this bhav sagar, Klishyamananam. Jivas are suffering like anything, suffering like anything. Even the so-called successful people are suffering. Radhanath Maharaj gave a class, and the topic of the class was prisoners of the success. You can Google it. Prisoners of success. So sometimes it's better to become prisoner of failure rather than becoming, because it's very hard to come out. Very, very hard to come out. Many times successful people do not start Krishna consciousness. A poor person or a failure person, again, has more probability. It's not black and white, but more probability, because he's already frustrated from the life. He's already had so many failures. I was reading Bhurijan Prabhu, and he was writing very nicely. He was saying what Krishna does to a surrendered devotee, again, a sadhaka who has started his journey. The first thing Krishna does, he puts his devotee in a difficult situation. The first thing, Bhurijan Prabhu writing this, first thing what Krishna does, he puts him in a difficult situation, and this bhakta becomes very scared. Oh my God, I've just started my journey. Gauranga Prabhu was giving class, and he was giving one example. One college boy, he came in touch with devotees, so he started chanting. So first semester he wasn't chanting anything. Then second semester he started chanting 4 rounds. So he got good marks. So other says, now you chant 16 rounds, you'll get more marks. So he started chanting 16 rounds, and he got less marks in the third semester. And he was like, should I chant more or should I chant less? Is chanting is affecting my failure or successes? So it's very complex. It's very complex. What he said, no, there are two separate things. So our failures in material life, initially, without devotees, is totally our karma. But when we come in Krishna consciousness, Bhanu Maharaj said, Krishna takes charge of us. Even if you are impure devotee, Bhanu Maharaj said that, even if you're impure devotee, Krishna takes charge of you. And he uses your karma to purify you. Your karma, it's your karma only, to purify you. And at one point, if Krishna thinks you have become sincere enough, he can switch it off. Bole, account ko hata do. Delete button maar do. Krishna went to Yampuri to retrieve the sons of his Guru Maharaj, son of his Guru Maharaj. And Yamraj said, but this son is supposed to stay here because he has karma, right? He's supposed to stay in Yamloka. And Krishna says, mere naam pe likh do. Put it under my name. So whatever, oh, Prabhuji, he has to pay $10,000 to me. Put it under my name. I'll take care of $10,000. Sarvadhanu dharmanu parityaja mamekam sharanam aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami. Simple. Ma suchaha. Do not fear. डरने का नहीं. डरने का नहीं. So beautiful. Krishna says, I will take care. You just come to me. You just come to me. And except Krishna, no one can say that. No one, even high, big demigods, even. Shankarji says to Parvati, Mukti Pradata Sarvesham, Vishnur Evna Shanshaya. Shankar, I can give everything, I cannot give Mukti. Mukti has to come from Vishnu. So Mukti, he said, I'm very big, I can give anything, but not Mukti. Mukti Pradata Sarvesham, Vishnur Ev Na Shanshaya. There is no doubt that Vishnu is the only one who gives liberation. I can't do that. Okay. Yes, now, Dr.
Yes, Prabhu. Just to add on what you explained
Yes,
around
yes,
the karmic activities, and when Krishna sees you are you're sincere, you're in line, Krishna stops it. I was long back, I heard a lecture from Ghanshyam Prabhu, and he explained this really nicely that your negative karma still stays as is, even if Krishna switch up, it is like in a dormant state. What happens is those who are envious of that devotee, that quota goes and gets assigned to them.
Hare Krishna.
So he was saying that consider about those people, उनका खुद का तो अपना खुद का खाता तो है. On top of that, they are getting the negative karmas of your as well.
Yes.
So
Very nice.
explaining the
Yeah.
bad effects of enviousness.
Thank you. There's one more point I would add. Now, Taprav, you reminded me of one story which I heard from someone, from Chaitanya Prabhu or Gauranga Prabhu. Anyway, there was a king who was very generous. One time he was distributing khichdi to all his citizens. As a generous gesture. So one time one person was taking the khichdi from the person who was serving, and he eating. But while he was taking the khichdi from the server, in his hand, one eagle was passing by. An eagle had a snake in his claws, which is his meal. So you are having your khichdi as your meal, and he was having his meal. Anyway, while he was passing through, a snake, due to a lot of scaredness because he's going to die soon, so he vomited some poison, and the poison came and got dropped in the plate of khichdi which this person was having, and this person ate the poisonous khichdi and died. Now, after this game was over, Yamraj was called. Like, who should be liable for this murder? This person died, right? One citizen, one human died. Someone has to be given punishment, right? Who killed him? Now he was analyzed. Is the king should be put at fault? No, king was very generous actually. King was trying to give nice free khichdi to all his citizens. King cannot be put at fault. Is snake should be put on fault? No, because snake was scared at the time of death. Everyone is scared. So he was scared, so he vomited blood. Snake cannot. Eagle should be held responsible for this. No, eagle was also having his meal. That's natural. So whom should we give responsibility of this murder to? Anyone except Namatar Prabhu. Mridula Mataji.
The one who spoke about the incident.
Someone who spoke negatively about it.
Negatively about this incident.
So if someone, which Namatar Prabhu said same thing, if someone is criticizing you, actually sometimes we become disturbed. We should be actually very happy. Thank you, Prabhu. or if you do more, you are taking all my bad karmas actually. So similar point through a past time. So we should not get disturbed when we get your negative feedback, unless it's true, and we should improve. Anyway, I'm also just saying it's difficult to digest those negativities. But the point is, a devotee should remain stable. And all these people who are criticizing you, envying you, they are getting your bad karma actually. So our growth is faster. You know why the growth is faster? Because we are tolerating. And by tolerance, we are purifying ourselves. So it's very scientific actually. So it's not just a theory, because we are tolerating by, suppose someone is blaspheming you, criticizing you, especially in public, very difficult. But if you tolerate those moments, do not respond or react, what happens? Our tolerance increases, and we become more powerful, and they get the bad reactions if those things were untrue. Okay, let's continue. Now, there's a famous verse in Padma Puran. Now, Rupa Goswami has quoted it, so I'm also using it. Prabhupada has not written it, but Prabhupada has explained it very nicely. So I'll just read it. Padma Puran. Is this a key verse? I don't think so. But I think if you have a personal list of verses, which I was saying in Bhagavad Gita as well, this is one of those verses which should keep in your personal list. This is from Padma Puran. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmakam kramenaiva praliyate Vishnur bhakti ratatmanam. So I'll just read as it is. In the Padma Puran, it said, for those engaged in bhakti to Vishnu, step by step, the aprarabdha, kuta, bija, prarabdha, karma are destroyed. So there are four terminology used here, and we'll read one by one. Aprarabdha, Kutam, Bijam. Kutam, Bijam, and Prarabdha. So what they are, I'll just read it and I'll try to explain every single word here. Aprarabdha, to be experienced in future life. Aprarabdha means one which has not manifested as yet. Like right now, we are sitting in an AC room, for example, you have your tummy full, you have clothing, you have some terrace on your head, that means it's a good reaction. Huh? So this is called prarabdha karma. Sometime we, in India at least, I've heard only in the negative. When you go to a hospital to visit someone, you say, "Oh, prarabdha karma hai." Huh? But actually, anything which is manifested right now is called prarabdha, and anything which is, you can say, mature karma, and which is not manifested as it is called aprarabdha or immature karma. Huh? So that's very simple. Aprarabdha to prarabdha. Now, in between, there are two stages, kuta and bija. Kuta is slightly grossified. You can say it's just your mental disposition. Mental disposition, a slight desire. Bija, subtle, detectable impression. You have a desire, but you have not performed the action. Burijan Prabhu gives a very beautiful example. Suppose you are going in India, you are very hungry, you see a shop, you see some samosas there. So, but you don't have money to buy the samosas. Huh? So, a kuta will be, example for kuta in this scenario will be, so you may say, चुरा लेते हैं. I don't have money. Let me steal. Then you say, "Hey, how come, you're such a respectable person?" No, 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 no. That's very bad. Huh? That's very bad. So this is called kuta. You had a little desire in your heart. Maybe very subtle way, very, very subtle. You don't even talk to yourself, but a desire came in your heart. I'm hungry. I don't have money. Let me steal the samosa. One example. Huh? Bija refers to I'm hungry. I don't have money, and I must steal. They're all rich people. Huh? If they lose, two samosas, so what? Chalega. So now you're not thinking too much. Your desire is more gross now. Huh? But you have not performed the action as yet. Huh? It's still in your desire. Huh? That is called bija. But the desire is solid. Yes, I must steal. Huh? So you have sort of gone through the struggle of desire and you have established a desire that this is what you're going to do. But you have not performed the action as yet. And prarabdha is you go, steal, and come back and start eating the samosas. Huh? So now in your register, the karma is written. This boy stole 2 samosas from this person on this date, this time. Huh? All the report is written, although we don't see those reports. So we understand? And our prarabdha is nothing. It's just in your chitta. Just in your chitta. Anyone knows the difference between man and chitta? So many times in Bhagavad Gita you use the words mana, man mana bhav mad bhakto. Sometimes Krishna uses the word chitta. Atha chitvam samadhatum. Hmm? What is chitta? What is mana? Just a quickly here. Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Chitta, I
Krishna.
think, hold subconscious mind, including like whatever the impressions you have, like iceberg example, I think you gave in the past.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So man is the manifested desires. Again, it's the desires. Mind is like a RAM. Huh? The RAM, you have 4 MB RAM, for example. No, nowadays we have 4 gig RAM. There's no 4 MB RAM. We used to have now, Tato, you remember when we were young? 40 MB RAM was, wow, big RAM. Now 8 GB bhi chota hai. Anyway, it's like a RAM's instant memory. And as Jadharma Prabhuji said, there's 75% in subconscious mind. We don't even remember that. We don't even know. Sometimes we dream and say, how come I'm having these sort of dreams? Because you don't remember. It's not in your RAM, but it's in your hard disk. Huh? That is called chitta. It's in your subconscious. Maybe in your previous birth or 50 previous births before, you had some impression. We're still carrying some hurt, some injury in your mental state. You're still carrying that. So this is all called chitta, subconscious mind, which you yourself are not aware of. But bhakti destroys, cleanses, purifies not only mind, which also we find it very difficult, huh? Controlling the mind. Chanchalam himana krishna paramati palvadradham. But not only bhakti purifies the mind, also the chitta. This is how powerful bhakti is. This is how powerful bhakti is. Otherwise, no other process has the potency to destroy the deep-rooted desire. If you see in other organizations like Buddhism and other, they also talk about chitta. That's why they say shunyavad, for example, voidism. Because they know these desire are the cause of our suffering, which is true actually in itself. If you say desire, mean material desire here, are the cause of suffering. This is what we are also saying, huh? But we are saying don't have to quit your desire, spiritualize your desire, which they don't say. So they are talking about the zero access from negative to zero, but they have no positive engagement, and that's why they struggle. But in bhakti, you get everything, almost everything, spiritualized. Everything you can have, but in a spiritual way. Okay, so we understand. I'll just read again a bigger definition from the Padma Purana given in the book. There are different stages of dormant reactions to sinful activities to be observed in a sinful life. Sinful reaction may be just waiting to take effect, which is falonmukha, as per the words I'm talking. Reaction may still be further dormant, which is kuta, or the reaction may be in a seed-like state, bija, and I like the word detectable, subtle detectable impressions. You can detect. Sometimes you have some desires and which you don't like to have, but you have it. You have it. You say, Krishna, why I'm having these desires? Some anger or something. In any case, all types of sinful reactions are vanquished one after another, slowly, gradually, if a person engages in the devotion service of Lord Vishnu. Okay, sinful actions are in 4 stages. This is by Dhanurdhar Maharaj on these 4 words. So in this stage, the reaction is completely unmanifest and has no perceptible effect. Kutam, sinful proclivity. In this stage, the reaction involves in a psychological disposition towards the sin. Just a slight vichar. Let me do this. Let me hurt this person, for example. And then you say, no, I should not. I'm a practicing sadhaka. Bijam, sinful desire. Now you have the desire. In this stage, the sinful proclivity evolves into a specific desire to commit a particular sinful action. Your desire is पक्का. अब सोच लिया ना. Some people have desire. आज बैंक को चोरी करना है. I have to go and rob the bank, for example. They make a plan. क्या करना है, क्या करना है, क्या करना है. And finally they say, now I have to rob a bank. Complete full plan is ready. Prarabdha, manifest sinful reaction. They literally go, drive, and then they go inside the bank and get the money. In this stage, the sinful desire causes one to commit a sinful action and suffer the concomitant reaction. This chart is very famous. I got it from one of our ISKCON books. Can't remember the name. So papa, sinful action. So where the desire of sinful action comes from, this is also the result of your sinful action. So if you perform a sinful action, what is the result? Not only you get a physical reaction, you get a desire with that. Ek ke saath ek free. You get one free with one. You buy one, like if you perform one sinful action, what you get? A sinful reaction, a physical reaction. Suppose you get a disease. In last birth, you hurt a lot of jivas. This birth, you have a disease in your body, for example, for a long time. One example, just a very external example. And with that, you also get a mental state. Mental state will be you'll have a tendency to hurt others, for example. Example which comes to my mind, Daksh Prajapati. He was very blasphemous to Lord Shiva. And even when he left his body, he took the next birth. Again, he became Daksha. Whom did he blaspheme? Narad Muni. He cursed Narad Muni. Even the thunderstorm is confirming it. So what tendencies remain? Tendencies remains very, very hard to overcome. Chanakya Pandit said, material nature cannot be changed. Sorry to say, in Hindi mein this called kutte ki pooch. You call it 20 years. You put it in somewhere, you take it out, still the same. But Jiva Goswami says, although it's true on a material plane, it's true. A person's material nature cannot be changed. That's why we have to become very, very careful when we're choosing our friends, because they will give us that association. So if we have a sincere bhakta, they will give us those sincere desire to serve Krishna. But if we have all these, rubbish people around us, it's very difficult to grow. Anyway, Jiva Goswami says on top of this Chanakya Pandit, on a material plane, it is correct. It cannot be changed. But when a person get in touch with Vishnu, with Bhakti, with Harinam, then the desires can change, nature can change. Example, simple one, Valmiki, Ratnakar Thakur, and many more examples like that. Very, very simple person became such a great Vaishnava, such a great Vaishnava. So material, Chanakya Pandit many times he says something, but we have to understand in a proper context. There's no contradictions in the statement, no contradictions. And he's right in his own sense. So choose your friends carefully. Okay, aprarabdha comes into kutam state. Kutam mane a very, very subtle desire. And then it becomes bija, then bija becomes papa. So this cycle goes on and on and on. Okay, all clear? There's another diagram, similar thing. So bija becomes papa, sinful action. Then sinful action become aprarabdha for future unmanifested reactions, and some becomes prarabdha, and some reaction can become kutam, bijam again. The cycle goes on and on and on. If I hurt someone, next birth he's hurting me, then I again hurt him, he again hurt me. The cycle goes on and on and on. So what's the best way to come out of it? One thing is to tolerate your prarabdha. Brahmaji says in his prayers in 10:14, Tattenu kampa susamikshamano. So we have to learn to tolerate our prarabdha. Again, I'm saying without any realizations, but this is the philosophy. We have to learn how to tolerate our prarabdha. Again, up to a certain extent. Now, reaction may appear after many births. So the reaction doesn't have to come. So if I again steal from someone, I hurt someone, the reaction may not come straight away. So this is a nice picture. So you can say aprarabdha, second is kuta, third is bija, fourth is you hit your lotus leg with a lotus hammer. And you shout. So like that. So it may take example, Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra, who was a hunter, this is what Krishna is telling in Mahabharata to Dhritarashtra, because he asked Keshav, not even one son could remain alive. I'm suffering so much. I loved my sons. All the 100 died, not even one. So Krishna says, because 50 births before you were a hunter and you killed the baby birds. A bird has given some babies in the nest, and there were some little baby birds were there. And you, as a hunter, killed all of them mercilessly, all of them together, mercilessly, because they were baby birds. They could not even fly. And you are having fun. You are having fun. So the Dhritarashtra said, okay, understand. So I killed 100 jivas and my 100 sons got killed. Fine. Why you have to wait for 50 births? So Krishna says to get one son. Anyone knows how many janmas of punya we spent? As per Manusmriti. 100 janmas. So you accumulate the punya for 100 janmas, and then you get one son. You spend that, like you do savings for 100 years, $2 every day, $2 every day. So at the end, you got like $200,000, for example, and now you're buying something, and what you're buying? A son, a putra. And then you have to pay all the $20,000, all the 100 punyas, all the punyas goes just in getting one son. And imagine if this sons is one of those four, because sons can be of four types. We know that, huh? So Jayapataka Maharaj explains that very nicely. A son can come from your previous birth, who's your enemy. So some enemy whom you hurt in the last birth, he comes as your son. Now he'll hurt you. Someone who has taken, if you have taken money from someone, so he comes and takes all the money. From the very beginning, he will be sick and he will be, very bad son. And then at the age of 20, he would have spent, 2 crore rupees, and then he will die. I've seen it actually from my eyes. A whole life, parents are just suffering from the son. Their whole life agenda, like we were talking about bhakti and programs, all the time they're talking about son, 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 and son. Because the son is giving so much klesha, so much tension to those parents. So is maybe your envy, or maybe he has taken, or you have taken money from this soul. So he has taken money with byaj, with sood, with interest, and then he dies. Okay, kaam ho gaya. I've taken my money back. Let's go, move forward. And the third and fourth can be, again, one can be the middle category, some good, some bad, and the fourth one can be a very good. This is called putra, who literally who serves you because you have served him. That soul, I can't say him or her, in the past birth or the past birth, then this putra comes to serve you because he has to repay your debt. You have served him, he has to serve you. So that's why our service attitude should be consistent throughout. We are not taking service, we are giving service. What can I give? Especially with devotees. Again, by accepting also you give. So it does not mean you don't accept. No, by accepting, you're giving pleasure to the person. Sometimes we accept gifts and we give gifts. So that's possible. But Radhanath Maharaj says, we are accepting gifts in the mentality of giving. What are we giving? Pleasure. Someone has brought some gift for us with so much love, so we accept it. If you don't accept, nahi, mujhe nahi chahiye. He said, no, Prabhuji, please take. Oh, no, I cannot take. I've heard in the class. he will be disturbed. He has brought with love something. So you accept it. But why you're accepting? Maharaj said, for giving. So in acceptance also you give. So when we have this mentality of giving, we don't get any debts actually, whether in this life or in the next life. So we always make sure, again, inculcate this habit of giving. What can I give to this devotee? And that may mean you accept from that devotee. Some prasadam, some gifts, and some discussions, very confidential, very friendly discussions. So you're giving happiness to that devotee. When he's low, you can put him up. Try to put him up. So that's very nice. So again, the point is, Maharaj said, we should have giving attitude, not taking attitude. A devotee is always giver. He is always a giver. He is not a taker. So in those relationships where we give, the relationship blossoms very nicely. And when we are taking, we have mentality of taking, they're very rough relationship. मुझे क्या मिलेगा? What have you done for me? People are shouting at each other. No, try to give. Okay, so this is a nice chart. Aprarabdha, sorry, just the naming of those pictures, Kuta, Bija, and Prarabdha. So now we understand those four. Anyone can explain very quickly? Binay Prabhu? He already knows everything.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat
What
Pranam.
is Aprarabdha? Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Aprarabdha is which one is like which one is not purified yet?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Immature, completely unmanifest, but it's in your account. It's in your account.
Yeah.
It's like you put a FD for 2 years. It's in your account, but it's immature. Thank you, Prabhu. Kuta?
Kuta is just blossoming little bit.
Little bit, huh? So it's undetectable at this stage, but there's some mental clashes happening right now, huh?
Yeah.
And Bija?
Bija is like ready to like make action like.
Yeah, solid desire. You have solid desire now. Your desires are not waving.
No.
Should I do this? Should I do? No, I should do this. You know what to do, but you haven't done it as yet.
No.
And prarabdha is the manifest. You perform the sinful action or other things. Okay. Now these 4 stages, which we are reading, as per Rupa Goswami, kleshagni, all these types of klesha, all means everything, are destroyed by bhakti gradually from prarabdha to aprarabdha. So all these types of bhakti is so powerful, destroys kuta, bija, prarabdha, aprarabdha. If you are supposed to get cancer, sorry to say, by doing bhakti, one scenario, you may not get cancer. Or another scenario, you're not supposed to get cancer, and by doing bhakti, you get cancer. Is it possible? You're not supposed to get cancer karmically, but when you started doing bhakti, you got cancer. Is it right or wrong statement? Priya Mataji, right or wrong?
Yes, Prabhu.
It's possible. Krishna knows what's best for us. Examples, Mataji, from Srimad
Padmakara
Bhagavatam.
Swami Maharaj got cancer, but like he's obviously, we can't compare ourselves to him. He was a elevated soul, but maybe the plan was that he was going to leave in that way and leave his body in Vrindavan, and it will happen all in this arrangement. But
Yes.
yeah, even though he's doing bhakti, and bringing so many people to Krishna consciousness, but he got cancer.
Yeah.
And Jayapataka Maharaj is suffering like that.
Yeah, the explanation for that one is this is the disciples which are not following the rules and regulations properly. So this is the reactions of those disciples coming on the Guru. But if you look in Srimad Bhagavatam, anyone remembers any examples? Agastya Muni cursing Maharaj Indradumna to become an elephant. Indradumna was doing bhakti actually. He has left his kingdom, he's doing bhakti, and he get cursed. Indradumna hasn't done anything wrong, but he get the curse from Agastya Muni. Because Lord knows the higher plan. Vratasur, Maharaj Chitraketu, he had to become Vratasur. Parvati Mata giving him curse. He just made one simple statement, maybe a little sarcastic, at least the interpretation was sarcastic. And he now, from such a high position, from a head of Gandharvas, he become Vratasur, the head of the demons. Such a big, just from a small mistake. But Krishna has plans. It says if Indradum Maharaj wouldn't have got the curse from Agastya Muni, Nal Kuber and Manigri wouldn't have got the curse from Narad Muni, they will never go back to Godhead. What to speak of? Indra Maharaj would have taken many, many births. Now it looks very harsh action from a Muni called Agastya Muni. He's a very great sage. It looks very harsh action, but this Muni made sure this seeker, this sadhaka goes back to Godhead in 1 year, in one lifetime. Instead of failing in the exam again and again and again and again and again, and he may become like Bharat Maharaj, get distracted by a deer, just on external level, right? So these munis, Narad Muni or Agastya Muni, giving curses to these different souls, actually these are all the blessings. These are all the blessings. So we should never think. Sometimes someone was telling me basically, since the time I've come in Krishna consciousness, I'm having all these problems. I'm saying, no, these are the blessings. These are the blessings. So we should be very, very clear on this. Never have doubt in our bhakti life. The point is, we are not doing bhakti nicely. That's the main thing. But we are doing it. That's very nice. But if we start performing bhakti nicely, all these adjustments Krishna will do. Maybe more dukhas are coming, maybe more sukhas are coming. That's up to Krishna. But Krishna will make sure all these happens. Yes, Sanjay Prabhu.
Uh, sorry, Prabhu, just a clarification on just this example. So, for example, a devotee is serving, doing bhakti nicely, and they get cancer. And just going through the suffering of the treatment for that, it can. I'm just talking a hypothetical example. I mean, that can potentially take a lot out of them, and then they can potentially sort of leave Krishna consciousness as well, just because it has sort of extracted so much mentally from them and physically from them. So how is that then? How do I sort of reconcile that is in best interest?
Prabhu, you can take two ways. In any given point in your life, you can always take two ways. गौर गोपाल प्रभु was saying, मुश्किलें या तो इंसान को तोड़ देती हैं या सही रास्ते पर मोड़ देती हैं. तो मुश्किलें इंसान को या तो तोड़ देती हैं या सही रास्ते पर मोड़ देती हैं. So at any given point in time, Prabhuji, you may become, for example, from a poor person to a terrorist person, or can become a very big social worker, because what you have suffered, you don't want others to suffer. Or you may get angry at these people who have caused you suffering. Oh, I will just get a gun and shoot everyone, for example. And people take both parts. So there can be two extreme situations. That's right, Prabhuji. So what situation you are in and what decision you will take, that depends on you. And the mercy of Vaishnavas. If you got mercy of Vaishnavas in the cancer, you will fully surrender. He said, Krishna. Keshav Maharaj tells, and I'm sure many of you would have heard a story of Tribhuvana Desh Prabhu. There was one of his mates in Bhaktivedanta Manor who was only 30 when he got cancer, and he only lived 5 years. And he mentions, he has written a book about it, these 5 years were the best years of my life. And he preached so much, although he was not a big preacher before, at 31 when he got the news. And he was a very young boy, very healthy, all the healthy habits were there. But he had stage 4 cancer. He lived four more years or 5 more years, but eventually. So I'm just saying, another person would have left temple and said, okay, Krishna, I've been serving you for 11 years or 12 years, and what have you done to me? So Sanjay Prabhu, you're right. Both are possible, but depends on how much mercy you have absorbed by Vaishnavas. As I said, your reaction will also be coming from the mercy or not getting mercy. Is that okay?
Thank you, bro.
Can I take questions later? Otherwise, we will get stuck, which I don't mind. I really love questions and will not be able to finish it. I'll definitely take. Please keep your questions on. So Prabhupada is giving many examples. I have only picked 2 examples. You can read in NOD. This is all from NOD. I've just put the Sanskrit verse here. So Prabhupada has given the verse number as well. I'll read this by Prabhupada. My dear Uddhava, 11, 14, 19. If you perform bhakti, what happens? Prabhupada is giving example. Just as a blazing fire turns firewood into ashes, similarly, devotion unto me, this is Krishna speaking with Uddhava, completely burns to ashes sins committed by my devotees. So Prabhupada gives this example to substantiate what Rupa Goswami is saying. So when you serve Krishna, everything gets burns to ashes, your pious or impious activities. Prabhupada gives another example, 6 to 17. Although one may neutralize the reactions of sinful life through austerity, charity, vows, and other such methods, these pious activities cannot uproot the material desires in one's heart. This Shukdev speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. However, if one serves the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, he is immediately freed from all such contaminations. What a powerful bhakti. Huh? Just by serving the lotus feet of the Lord, performing any sort of devotion to Lord, it immediately starts reducing it. Huh? At one stage, completely nullified. Okay, second character is Shubhada. I'll read the sense, just the translation of the verse. Next, the second unique characteristic of Uttama Bhakti, namely its bestowal of auspiciousness, it's discussed. The wise explain that there are four kinds of Shubha, auspiciousnesses. Affection for all living entities, being attractive to all living entities, possession of good qualities, and happiness, as well as other items. So these are the main four things which define Shubhada or auspiciousness. Because I can say, I think, okay, a thief will say, stealing is Shubhada. Today my day was, or night was very good. Today my night was very good. I got $1 million or something. And police will say, catching thieves. Huh? What is Shubhada? It has four characters. Benefits everyone, attracts everyone, produces good qualities, and bestows superior quality happiness. Huh? Not just happiness to my body and senses, superior happiness. Now let's look at each one of them. So four things, please remember. So 2A and 2B, this is in Sanskrit, benefits everyone and attracts everyone. Everyone can be attracted by the movement. This Prabhupada writing. Everyone can be attracted by the movement and everyone can feel the result. Is it true or no? Anyone and everyone can participate. Prabhupada said even a dog can participate. Huh? Even a dog. He is listening. He is eating prasadam. Huh? And everyone can feel the result. Is it true? Is only result felt by sannyasis? No, even simple bhaktas, simple sadhakas like us also feel some joy. Not always, but sometimes we feel, oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. These devotees are so good. Devotional life is so good. We feel like that. So it attracts everyone and it benefits everyone. So there's no specific category, only Indians will become devotees. No, nothing like that. And today, sorry to say, it's other way. The graph is going other way. Westerners are becoming more devotees. Anyway, so it's open to everyone. 2C, which is Sad Gunadi Pradatvam. Sad Gunadi means good qualities, produces good qualities. A Krishna conscious boy, this Prabhupada writings from NOD, a Krishna conscious boy, even if he is not very well educated, can immediately give up all illicit sex life, gambling, meat eating, and intoxication. Whereas those who are not in Krishna consciousness, although very highly educated, are often drunkards, meat eaters, sex mongers, and gamblers. Is it true, this statement? Huh? Because some very high profile people, they will be doing all these things, and when you talk about them, oh, this is sinful. Oh no, this is our life. One person, a very famous person, can't remember his name, devotees brought him to Prabhupada, and they were hoping that he will become a devotee. He will take shelter of Prabhupada, and the movement will grow. For good, they were thinking like that. Anyway, Prabhupada, as soon as this person came, Prabhupada said four things: no meat eating, no illicit sex. And when he heard that, he said, no way. Life without these things is not possible. And he left. Prabhupada never bothered. Prabhupada never bothered. No? Prabhupada was not. Prabhupada said, one moon is better than millions of stars. Huh? So he was not into making big, rich people as devotees, but he was converting people's consciousness. So many people are not. But if you go to a village person and you tell these things, he will agree. He may be eating meat, will say, okay, that's fine. I understand that. Neither modern education nor yoga are all auspicious because they fail the third criteria, which is Sadgunadi Pradatvam, development of saintly character. How many saints are there in the world today? Huh? Mostly unsaintly people are there, except devotees. 2D, the last one, Sukha Pradatvam. It gives real Sukha. And that's why Prabhupada translates as Sukha as superior happiness, not just happiness. Prabhupada writes, these Krishna conscious boys and girls in 60 centers, they are living in the best houses, they're eating the best food, they are in the best consciousness. Is it true? I feel like that, you know. We really enjoy the best of our life. Huh? We have the best houses, like you go to a temple, it's your house. Huh? Best house, best food, best of the best foods. Best, they have got the best hope. Yes, actually, we are very hopeful. Everything best. Their feature of bodies. Yeah, Prabhupada said, you when the for male brahmacharis, when you shave your head, you come in Shikha, you look like coming from Vaikuntha. Huh? Prabhupada said, you are Vaikuntha man. Prabhupada said that. And the devotees really look beautiful in their dhoti, kurta, tilak. They really look beautiful. What material happiness do you want more than this? Even if you forget Krishna, Prabhupada was asked, what if there is no Krishna? Prabhupada said, even if there's no Krishna, we are living the best life. Huh? But what if there is Krishna? What will happen to you? The reporter had no answer. Huh? What if there is Krishna after this life? They got wife, children, happiness, home, everything full. Our fridge is overfull. I've heard some Mataji telling, Prabhu, don't bring anything. My fridge has no space. And this is true. I think practically all the houses, our fridge is always full. 2 days before I went to one house, we opened the fridge, one watermelon came out. Everything is full in a devotee's house. Radharani is looking after that devotee. Tulsidas writes, Kabahu na bhakta dekhe bhikari. I've never seen a devotee who is a bhikari, who is a bhikshuk, who's asked, who's a beggar. Radharani is there. She's looking after. Overfull. Our life is overfull always. And that's why sometimes Guru Maharaj said, you become complacent because you have too much. Guru Maharaj said, sometimes, some people don't have much. If they're not practicing devotional life, we understand. They're just so poor. They have to go to work. They have to do their day-to-day struggle. But you guys, the problem is you have too much. That's why you're not doing devotion. So you're at fault. You have too much. You should do nice devotion. Anyway, so material happiness is nothing to a Krishna conscious person. Material happiness will roll at his feet. Please take me. There is no need for asking for it. Simply be steady and ask Krishna, please engage me in your service. Then your satisfaction will automatically come. Don't bother about material happiness. Such a nice statement Prabhupada is giving. And it is very true. We can see. It's not just a theoretical statement. Okay, 2D, Rupa Goswami expands on it. So I'm just putting his words here. So he says the happiness can be put into 3 categories. Bhogonmukhi, Muktinmukhi, Mokshonmukhi, he says, and Bhaktinmukhi. So Bhogonmukhi means you get happiness by material enjoyment. That's true. There is some happiness. We're not denying it. You eat something, you wear something, some people glorify, you feel some happiness. It's there. Material happiness derived from material enjoyment. That's fine. Mukti, there is some sukha. Again, we are not denying there's Brahmananda. It's there. Very, very high. Liberation, happiness derived from identifying oneself with the Supreme Brahman. But Bhakti Mukhi, happiness derived from Krishna consciousness. This is the highest, this is the most permanent asset. Neha Vikarma Shusti Pratyavayo na vidyate Salpam apese dharma se trayate mahato bhya. Bhakti is Radhesham Prabhu says Bhakti is undepletable and undeletable account. Undepletable. It will never deplete. Your material account will deplete. You give it to your son or daughter or relative. Bhagavatam says that, not me. Your credit card, you'll get shocks when you look at the bill. Bhagavatam 5th canto says, Jada Bharat is saying to Rahugan. He uses a very actually big word. I'm not using it here. Of these, happiness of devotional service is superior happiness. Why? It is eternal where others are temporary. Any mukti or bhoga, that's a temporary happiness, right? Neither liberation, mystic perfection, nor sense gratification can bring eternal happiness. And it includes and excels the pleasure found in other types. Prabhupada gives an example. If you have 5 rupees and if you have 1,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees already have a 5 rupee note in it. Although it looks like one piece of paper. Namatar Prabhu also has one piece of paper. I also have one piece of paper. But in my piece of paper, Namatar Prabhu's, how many, Prabhu? 200 pieces of paper can come. So bhakti includes all the anandas. But you don't have to look for ananda separately from that. And we'll look in this later. Now, how does this represented in Shubhda, as we explained earlier in the diagram, with the degrees? Ujjwala Mataji was saying the degrees will vary. So sadhana, when you start, 1% Shubhda will come. And then going forward, Bhava to Prema, and Prema, 100% Shubhda. 100% means all the 4 characteristics. What's the 4 characteristics? It attracts everyone, it benefits everyone, it produces good qualities, Tad Guna Pradatvam, and it bestows superior quality happiness. When these 4 things are happening, that is real Shubhata. Otherwise, it's all a Shubh. Okay? And we'll talk about Sukha in Sandrananda as well. Okay, let's move forward. Third characteristics of Bhakti. So how many we have covered so far? Yes, Prabhu? How many we have covered so far, Prabhuji?
Sorry, Prabhu, I joined late.
No problem, Prabhuji. Ramya Mata, how many we have covered so far?
2, Prabhu.
Okay. What are the names?
Klesha, and the second one is
Not Klesha. What's the real word?
Kleshagni.
Kleshagni. So Klesha, if you say Madai, that's a suffering. But Kleshagni, it wants to destroys the suffering and the causes. And the second one, who can say? Kleshagni is correct. Second one?
Shubhda.
Shubhada. What are the four characteristics of Shubhada?
Which that benefits everyone,
Thank you. And
attracts everyone,
thank you.
possession of good qualities, and best of superior happiness.
Thank you. Very nice. Huh? So Shubhada, we have to understand, and these are very much related to us. Huh? So we are very interested in knowing about them more and more. And that's why I spend more time on them, because we are sadhakas. At our stage, only these two relates to us on a day-to-day basis. Now these two are for bhava. You know, some of you may be a bhava bhakta, but it's a high stage. Okay. So moksha laguta krit. When even a little attraction for the Lord grows in the heart, the four objects of human attainment, which is artha, dharma, kama, and moksha, become like grass, shameful to appear before bhakti. This is called moksha laguta krit. And we'll see what it means. Narad ji in Narad Pancharatra also says a similar verse, which Rupa Goswami is using. You can see verse 33, this is verse 34. Same verse. All the siddhis headed by liberation and all astonishing material pleasures follow after the great goddess called Hari Bhakti, like fearful maid servants. So if you have Hari Bhakti, Hari Nam, everything follows you. Everything follows you. You don't have to worship anyone or focus on anyone separately for that. Narad, if someone else can read this, Sanjay Vyas Prabhu, would you like to read? This is from Narad Pancharatra.
In the Narad Pancharatra, it is also said that any person who has developed even a small amount of devotional service doesn't care a fig for any kind of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, or the 5 kinds of liberation. Any kind of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, liberation, or sense gratification cannot even dare to enter the heart of a pure devotee.
If you ask a devotee, you know, Prabhu, would you like to have another sense gratification? He's like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. They will not entertain any even thoughts about it. Second one, someone wants to read? Anyone?
Yes, I'll read.
Sure.
It is stated that as the personal attendants and maidservants of a queen follow the queen with all respect and obeisances, similarly the joys of religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation follow the devotional service of the Lord. In other words, a pure devotee does not lack any kind of happiness derived from any source. He does not want anything but service to Krishna. But even if he should have another desire, the Lord fulfills this without the devotee's asking.
Thank you, Madan. So even if a devotee has some desires and he's not expressing, Lord fulfills it. And Lord fulfills in a very spiritual way. Like Dhruv Maharaj, even he said to the Lord, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad said, I don't want any kingdom. And I think, no, please ask, please ask. He said, I'm not a baniya. He said that. He said, Bhagavatam, I'm not a baniya. I'm not a person who is doing your devotion to get something from you. But eventually Lord gave. Dhruv Maharaj, he got everything. Gajendra, he got everything. Huh? So devotees not lacking, not losing anything. There's a nice verse. This is from Bhavartha Deepika, Sanatana Goswami. Also, it is said in the Bhavartha Deepika, sorry, there's one R missing, 108811. Some fortunate people play in the sweet ocean of your topics and enjoy the great bliss. They consider the happiness from Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha to be insignificant as grass. Imagine, insignificant as grass. Bhartasur says that Nagpatnis, na Nagaprashtam, na Parameshtam. Nagpatnis are saying, Bhartasur, similar verses there in 6th canto and 10th canto. They don't want anything. Indra Uvacha, this is 7:842, this Prabhupada. Someone can read, someone else can read. Just a translation.
Shall I?
Yeah, please, anyone.
Yes. King Indra said, O Supreme Lord, you are our deliverer and protector. Our shares of sacrifices, which are actually yours, have been recovered from the demon by you. Because the demonic king Hiranyakashipu was most fearsome, our hearts, which are your permanent abode, were all overtaken by him. Now, by your presence, the gloom and darkness in our hearts have been dissipated. O Lord, for those who always engage in your service, which is more exalted than liberation, all material opulence is insignificant. They do not even care for liberation, not to speak of the benefits of karma, artha, and dharma.
Thank you, Prabhu. So even in this is post killing of Hiranyakashipu, when all the demigods are doing stuti of Nrsimhadev. So he's saying all material opulence is insignificant. They don't care about liberation. This is 329.13. Kapila Dev is speaking to Devhoti. A pure, Prabhupada actually gives two references. I've only taken one. Prabhupada gives number 12 and 13. So I'll put one here on the screen. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. If you read the third line, Diye manam na grananti. Diye manam means dene par bhi. Someone is giving you. Not that you are someone, अरे भाई ले लो now that प्रभु ले लो नहीं चाहिए. I don't want it. Such a great conviction in Krishna. Anyone can remember an example from Chaitanya Charitamrita? Kolavisha Sridhar. He was so poor that he said his dhoti had so many holes. You know, if a dhoti has holes, you sew the dhoti. He had so many holes that he could not even sew further because they are all sewed together. So he was so poor. And then when Mahaprakash Leela happened, Kulavisha Sridhar came and did the pranam to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, take anything, Ashta Siddhi, Vaikuntha, this and that. And Kulavisha Sridhar said, why do I want anything? Why do I want anything? He was like, Mahaprabhu said, no, please take something. No, I don't want it. And he did not get anything. He said, okay, if you want to give me one thing. What is that? What you want? So I become again a Kolavisha Sridhar, a banana seller. You again come to my shop and again negotiate with me, and every day we fight. So Kolavisha Sridhar love fight, obviously. We will fight with Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu will come and say, how much is the banana? You say, for $1, 12 bananas, something like that. He'll say, Mahaprabhu will say, oh, too expensive? How you're looting people. Banana should be only 40 cents. And he said, no, Baba, I got for 80 cents from the market. And Mahaprabhu said, no, okay, I'll give you 50 cents. And they will both bargain each other. And later, Mahaprabhu will only give 20 cents and grab all the bananas and go. And he will say, Arey, Baba, I'm a poor man. Why are you taking from me? And next day, again, Mahaprabhu will come. And he will say, Kolavisha Sridhar, if you find my bananas are expensive, go to other shop. Right? My shop is very expensive. And Mahaprabhu will say, no, I'll only get it from you. He said, yaar, is jabardasti hai. You want to buy from me at your price, and you're coming every day and fighting with me. And what is the desire of Kolavisha Sridhar? When Mahaprabhu is ready to give him anything, he said, again and again, I become a banana seller. You come to me and argue with me every day. Huh? And the same thing with gopis happening. When Krishna is coming and gopis are complaining, gopis love those things. Kolavisha Sridhar loved to argue with Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu loved to argue with his devotee. So, diyamanam na grananti. Not that they are looking for it. Dene par bhi nahi lete hain. Kapil Dev telling to Mother Devhoti ki, my devotees do not take anything. And you read the Sanskrit, beautiful. Salokya Saristi Samipya. This is the only two verses in Srimad Bhagavatam, one of those two verses where these four types of mukti, liberation, is mentioned in Sanskrit. Salokya, Sharisti, Samipya, Sarupyadi Kaitam, Api Uta, Diyamanam na grananti, Vina mat sevanam jana. What do they want? Mat seva. Seva de do. Seva de do. And the others can't comprehend. You devotees are pagal. Someone asking Madhula Mataji, so how much you get paid? And she said, I'm paying to stand here. She was serving as a volunteer in Janmashtami or some other festival, and some other person came and with all good intention. So, Mataji, how much you get to stand here? How much you get paid? And Brother Mataji said, I pay to Krishna to stand here. So, others can't comprehend what mindset you guys have. They will pay, $2,000 in Janmashtami to temple, and they will serve 18 hours. They will take holiday. They will tell their kids, beta aaj dal chawal kha lo, kal sabji banayenge. They're doing it for Krishna because they love Krishna. They love Krishna. Huh? Everything is Krishna. Okay, another one. Someone else, Prema Mata, would you like to read this 3:15:48 translation only?
Persons who are very expert and most intelligent in understanding things as they are engaged in hearing narrations of the auspicious activities and pastimes of the Lord, which are worth chanting and worth hearing. Such persons do not care even for the highest material benediction, namely liberation, to say nothing of other less important benedictions like the material happiness of the heavenly kingdom.
You can see again and again in Bhagavatam is explained that how pure devotional service is the only thing a devotee prefers, nothing else. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is Sudurlabha. Now, Sudurlabha and what did we just see? Moksha Lagutakarad. They refer to Bhava Bhakti. So for Sudurlabha, the translation is Bhakti, pure Bhakti means rarely attained. Bhakti is difficult to attain in two ways. If undertaken in great quantity but without attachment, so someone is doing a lot of quantity, lot of services, but they have no asakti to Krishna. Bhakti cannot be attained even after a long time. So you can keep doing services. If you don't have asakti for Krishna, you will not get the pure Bhakti. And even if practice with attachment, Krishna does not give bhakti to practitioner immediately. Why he does not give bhakti immediately, Akhand Rasa Prabhu? Any ideas? Why Krishna does not give his bhakti immediately?
Because he becomes indebted to him, to the person, because he's approaching him without any desires.
Yeah, so he has to give himself. Krishna has to give himself to the person. Like, would you like to sell yourself? I would like, Hare Krishna. Huh? So I become a servant of someone for rest of my life. Das ban jao mere. Slave. No way. Only Krishna can do it. Only Krishna can do it. Huh? So Sudurlabha makes sense, right? Why would he sell himself? It says when Maharaj was saying, if you go Krishna and ask for, give me money, give me good health, give me, and Krishna like, okay, take. And someone will say in the queue, will come, give me bhakti. Krishna said, what? What did you say? Say again, give me bhakti. What? Give me bhakti. Car? Wealth? Fame? No, give me bhakti. Krishna will say, okay, stand aside. Idhar aa jao. He will not give, he'll say, stand aside. Because after some time, then Krishna will turn. So what do you want? Car, fame, bhakti. No, give me bhakti, give me bhakti. Okay, wait. So he will finish up the whole queue, but his bhakta is still waiting. And Krishna will still check. Abhi bhakti hi chahiye, kuch aur bhi chahiye. Maybe some money, and many people, get filtered out in this process of wait. Gauranga Prabhu was saying that's why in Krishna temple the crowd is very little. In Shankarji temple, in Durgaji temple, his crowd is so much. Huh? Because Durgaji, Shankarji gives straight away. Huh? Ashutosh, they are Ashutosh. Huh? But this material happiness is very temporary. Okay, this is Tatra Adya Yatha Tantra. Tantras is from Tantra, again is from Prabhupada. Definitely. Liberation easily attained by jnana and material enjoyment is easily attained by punya. You understand? So by jnana you'll attain liberation, and by punya you'll get material enjoyment. So if you're suffering, in the past at least, what people used to do is start doing a lot of punya, charity, serving through sadhus and all those. They will start doing because they did not believe in naya version of iPhone. My life is hell, so let's buy a new version of iPhone. Let's change my car. Let's change my house. They did not believe. They believed in adjusting their karmas. Huh? If I'm suffering, that means in the past I have done some major sinful actions. So what I need to do now is start doing punya. So by punya, you'll get material enjoyment. That's for sure. I think after attaining dedication to those goals by thousands of attempts, but bhava bhakti to the Lord cannot be attained if one practices thousands of different sadhanas, because asakti will not appear. Attachment to Krishna is needed. Attachment to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita as well, 7th chapter, we have two verses which represent this. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. That Mahatma, that person, because the bhakti has to be given, and then Krishna is not going to give so easily. It's not cheap. Prabhupada said bhakti is easy, but it's not cheap. Bhakti process is very, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, eat prasadam, what else is there? Very easy, but it's not cheap. We have to get some love for Krishna. Manushanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaya. Only some start in that marga. And out of those thousands, only some achieve the perfection. Okay, we already know this. I'll not go through it. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, the whole chart till Prema. This is BRS 1, 4, 15 to 16. I'm just going verse by verse. So Rupa Goswami Tantra, Shastra, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, until one has undergone all the stages from Shraddha to Asakti. Asakti you can see here just before Bhava. Bhava will not be attainable. So we have to go through all the stages. Even if asakti is attained, Krishna does not avoid bhava easily. So from asakti to bhava, that's a big transition. From bhava to prema, easy transition. Easy transition. Just like uphill, as we were talking earlier. Sridhar Maharaj, if one tries to jump over one stage, then that stage will be hollow. So I jump from, say, Anartha Nivritti to Ruchi, but I've not practiced enough in Nishtha. So my Nishtha, my full Nishtha in Krishna will be hollow, will not be so solid. So we cannot jump over. Last one, Nectar of Devotion, Vrindavan, November 3, 1972. Prabhupada speaking, pure devotion service is rarely achieved. That is the criteria. Pure devotion service has got so many advantages, but it is very difficult. It is very difficult. Na janma koti sukradabhi na labhyate. Pure devotion service, even after endeavoring for millions and millions of births, it is very difficult to achieve. Pure devotional service can be achieved only through the mercy of a pure devotee. So it's not something I can do. I can present myself and it has to be given. Suppose Avatar Prabhu has a Kohinoor Hira. I can present myself, but why would he give me anyway? I can present myself as an eligible candidate. That's up to him. Now here Kohinoor Hira means bhakti. So a pure devotee has to give that bhakti. It says even Krishna has everything except one thing. You know what? Bhakti. Krishna has everything. He's Bhagwan. But Bhagwan doesn't have bhakti. Who has bhakti? Bhaktas have bhakti. Because Bhagwan has given bhakti to Bhakta. And Bhakta has bhakti. So what you have to go to get bhakti? To go to Bhakta. And why will he give you? You can't force him. You can't put a gun on his head. Give me bhakti. Otherwise, I'll shoot you. You'll say, shoot me. No problem. So you have to please a devotee to get his mercy. And that mercy means attraction for Krishna. That's why when we serve without any ulterior motive to a pure devotee, our material desire subsides and our attraction to Krishna grows up. There are two reasons why pure devotion service is extremely rare and difficult to achieve. Number one, it is unattainable by one's own effort. So you can't give an exam and get it. It has to be awarded to you. I've heard about, I think Bhurijan Prabhu gives this example very nicely. A high court judge or Supreme Court judge, something he said. He said, you can pass the exam, but another interviewer has to certify you that you are eligible to become a Supreme Court judge. So you pass a written exam, that's fine, but someone has to judge you. And the bhaktas will give that judgment. Yes, this devotee is pure enough to go back to Godhead. And that's what Prabhupada said. Even if you become only 60% pure, I have a backdoor key. Prabhupada said you become pure devotee, and Bhakta is like, oh, Prabhupada 100% pure. No way. Okay, 80% devotee. Bhakta is still looking morose. How can we become 80% pure? Prabhupada says 60%. 60% purity you have to bring. If you become 60% pure, I will take you from the back door because I have the backdoor key. Backdoor key. So 60% purity is needed. Prabhupada said that. So nice. Krishna is reluctant to give it pure devotion service because it has the power to control him. You can see this picture. I really love this picture. Mother Yashoda is fully controlling Krishna. If she gives milk, Krishna drinks milk. Otherwise, Krishna is hungry. She puts Krishna down on the floor and Krishna is crying and she doesn't care. She goes to the kitchen. She fully controls Krishna. Krishna is scared of Mother Yashoda. Krishna sits on the lap of Mother Yashoda and Mother Yashoda ties him with the rope. Fully in control of Mother Yashoda. Someone can read it who hasn't read it as yet. Sundar Gopal Prabhu, if you like to read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Only the bottom
The red part, yeah.
One may practice devotional service in a mechanical way for thousands and thousands of years, and if he doesn't practice it with asakti and ruchi, attachment and taste, Krishna has no inclination to give this bhava bhakti to him. One needs attachment and greed. One must really want to serve Krishna. If one develops this taste and attachment, spontaneity of service, and likes it and cultivates it, that will incline Krishna to give him his bhava bhakti. But he will test the devotee and holds it back, his bhava bhakti, because he doesn't agree to give it very easily.
Okay, it's very nice. Prabhupada was, he doesn't agree, which makes sense. And we read two reasons as well. Okay, number 5. So now we are entering into the last stage, which is the Prema Bhakti. Sandra Nanda Vishesh Atma. So what does Sandra Ananda means? Sandra means concentrated, Ananda means bliss. Vishesh. So Vishesh concentrated bliss. Huh? You can just imagine in your head like a rabdi. Everyone loves rabdi. Khoya, we were talking about khoya the other day. Nice, pure khoya. Huh? Which is very condensed, very, very condensed. Incalculably condensed bliss. Huh? So what is the definition here? This is verse 38. Bhakti is composed of a special condensed bliss, the bliss of Brahman realization accumulated by samadhi, lasting half a lifetime of Brahma, cannot be compared to one drop of the ocean of the happiness of bhakti. Huh? You cannot compare. I think again, Bhurijan Prabhu was making a little comparison. He says, if Brahmananda is like a one drop, Bhakti Ananda will be like a $1 trillion. Huh? A trillion drops. So what's the comparison? Hari Bhakti Shuddhodaya says, O Guru of the universe, on seeing you directly, I'm situated in a pure ocean of bliss. All the happiness of impersonal Brahman is as insignificant as the water in the hoof print of a cow. Huh? Bachde ke khur ke barabar. This comparison done in Bhagavatam as well. Pure devotion service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. Thus, Sandharana Visheshatma literally means the distinctive nature of Prema Bhakti is impenetrably condensed, concentrated bliss. This is what Prabhupada writes. Nothing can penetrate metal because its molecular density is so concentrated. Similarly, the happiness of Prema Bhakti is so densely concentrated that nothing else can penetrate it. No other perception or thought can even momentarily register in devotee's mind at this stage. Okay, someone can read this translation quickly, who hasn't read as yet. Ujjwala Samataji, trying to read.
Oh, my dear Lord, O Master of the Universe, since I have directly seen you, my transcendental bliss has taken the shape of a great ocean. Being situated in that ocean, I now realize all other so-called happiness, the pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman, to be like the water contained in the hoofprint of a calf. Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya 14.36. Practically, there is no comparison.
So practically, there is no comparison between these two. Okay, this is the graph. This was done by Bhanu Maharaj actually. So I've just taken inspiration from him. So you can see the first one is Brahman. You can't even see in the graph. And Brahmananda, people are after it. Moksha chahiye, moksha chahiye. I want moksha, moksha, moksha. And he's been put like the lowest one. And then you can see like a pinkish one, 10% or 15% of it does Bhava Bhakti. And then the Prema is like, skyrocket building. Huh? Comparison of happiness from sense gratification, Brahman realization. Now, sense gratification ka to hai nahi, isme chart hi nahi hai. It's not in the chart. We can't even see. Huh? Srila Prabhupada. Srila Rupa Goswami says that if a Brahman and the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme is multiplied by 1 trillion fold, it still cannot compare to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotional service. Now, we don't experience this at this stage just because we are not in that stage, right? This is a PhD science which we are talking. This is the characteristics in Prema Bhakti. Huh? Because we are in sadhaka stage, we don't experience this, and that's fine. But it does make sense. Okay, last one we are doing. We have 4 minutes. We'll try to do this only, I think, 2 or 3 slides. Shri Krishna Akarshani. So it attracts Shri Krishna. So pure devotional services only means to attract Krishna. Last week, I think we were discussing nothing else we can have which will impress Krishna. Huh? Our money, our gyan, our bala. Krishna is highest in everything. Huh? Vairagya, Krishna is highest. But only one thing Krishna doesn't have is bhakti. So when you have Shuddha Bhakti, pure bhakti, that attracts Krishna. Who's in the picture? Anyone knows? Quickly.
Surdas?
No.
Bilva Mangal Thakur.
Thank you. Bilva Mangal Thakur is there. Surdas also looks similar, but this is Bilva Mangal Thakur. Prema Bhakti is so powerful that it attracts and controls even the all-attractive Supreme Controller, Krishna. This is 11, 14, 20. Rasanand Prabhu, would you like to read just the translation?
Yes, bro. My dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service in the form of Prema Bhakti rendered to me by my devotees bring me under their control. Those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation cannot thus control me to this extent. Srimad Bhagavatam 11, 14, 20.
Thank you, Prabhu. So now how clearer Krishna can be? Huh? He's written it. If you're just studying Veda, you're just doing austerity, renunciation, you cannot control Krishna as you can control Krishna by serving him with pure devotion. So Sri Krishna Akarshani, you can see Krishna became a servant of Pandavas. Huh? He became the peace messenger, he became the chariot driver out of love, totally out of love. God is great, but devotion service is greater than God because it attracts him. So Arjun has served Krishna so much, now Krishna wants to serve Arjun. Narad Muni continued, my dear, this is 7:10:48, the reference is given. My dear Maharaj Yudhishthira, all of you, the Pandavas, are extremely fortunate, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, lives in your palace just like a human being. Great saintly persons know this very well, and therefore they constantly visit this house. Huh? So Krishna lives in the house of Pandavas all the time. Sri Krishna Akarshani. And who is in the picture? This it says Madan Mohan Mohini. So Madan is the Cupid. We are all attracted to the Madan Cupid of this world. Madan Mohan, who attracts even this Cupid, who is Krishna, and Madan Mohan Mohini, who can attract even Krishna. Huh? This is Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan. Mohini, ultimately, all devotional service is performed under her protection. She is a personified devotion to Krishna. So we should take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Which verse is there in Bhagavad Gita? Mahatma nastu mam partha devim prakriti ashrita. Devim prakriti, Srimati Radharani should take shelter of. Someone wants to read this? Who hasn't read today? Anything? Everyone has read. Vijay Mataji is here. If she would like to read.
Yes, Prabhu. Here, this one is.
One is controlled by attachment, one becomes attached to that which gives him pleasure. Oneself satisfied people can remain detached and thus independent. The Lord is self-satisfied, Atmarama, but he is attracted to his own pleasure potency, Hladini Shakti, and thus becomes attached to and controlled by Hladini Shakti. The essence of Hladini Shakti is love of Godhead, Prema. Therefore, one who has Prema can attract and control Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Such a beautiful statement, huh? So, because Radharani is giving all the Shakti of Bhakti, whatever little droplets one may have, it is coming from her. So Krishna gets fully under the control of Srimati Radharani. This is a nice pastime. I don't have time to tell. Now Krishna has become a chudiwala. He's selling bangles just to attract Srimati Radharani. Okay, now this we have already seen. So again, sadhana has kleshagni and shubdha, bhava has two extra moksha, lagata, krit, sudurlabha, prema has everything in 100%. So the degrees will vary. Okay, this is the last one. So we have finished wave 1 today. And we'll continue from second wave. Now it's 9:00. If someone had a quick question, which sorry I did not answer that time, we'll take it quickly. Or you forgot your own question? Okay, no questions?
I just want to ask Prabhu
Yes, Mata, please.
quickly with the prema and bhava. So you said it's not actually
The journey is relatively easy.
very easy
Yeah.
to get to the one to the other.
Relatively easy. Sorry, Mata, I'll just complete that. Why it's called relatively easy? Because you see the example of Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj was in Bhava stage. So when we say easy, it's relatively easy. He still has to take 2 more births because he still had. What is there in Bhava which is not in Prema Bhakti? Anyone else? You remember we discussed? the reaction of the offenses is still exist. Which you have done previously. Some offenses you have done to some devotee in the past, so the reaction of those offenses can put you fall down. So that's what it is. So yes, Priya Mataji, please continue.
So Prabhu, has he reached? Then he had to take birth again, and then
He has to purify himself, whatever little.
purify himself. Then could you just explain the prema stage? Then how he got to that?
So Prema Matab, the third birth of say Jad Bharat, where he behaved like a dumb man. He doesn't know anything, like a mentally retarded person, and he was fully focused on his one goal, that I have to go back to Godhead, I have to go back to Godhead, and then he eventually went. But in Bharat Maharaj birth, he took it little lightly towards the end, little lightly. And then he so-called fell down. So from Bhava stage, usually no one falls down, but there is a possibility. But from Prema, no one comes down. When I say easy, it's relatively easy. So we have to remember, it's not like, piece of a cake. Chalo, ho gaya. Still you have to work. And Bharat Maharaj worked very hard in the third birth.
Yeah, this is like a very mundane example, but like when you get your P license and then you get your full license.
Yes, chalega. It's close, but yeah, I still have to do one more test or something. Thank you, Mata. Madhurla Mata.
Prabhu, this may be a very silly question. This is about moksha lagutakrit. So here we were thinking, definitely pure devotee would like to serve Krishna. They are not interested in any liberation, right? And then we have different types of liberation, like salokya, samipya, like that. So in among all these liberations, there is nowhere without going to the same, like for example, salokya, into the same loka, how we can serve.
Yeah, okay, good question. So, but the point is, Mataji, the bottom line is, if Krishna gives you a car, for example, for service, you're fine, but you're not desiring a car. That's the point. So you're not denying to go to Vishnu Loka and not have a Vishnu form. No, I'll only have my, Australian form. No. The point is, you're not desiring. What facility your boss gives you, that's up to him. But you're not desiring. So devotees also go to Vaikuntha and they get Salokya, Sarupya, they get everything. And we discussed about it. There are only two differences from actual Vishnu and the Vishnu Parshad. But the point is, this Jiva is not desiring that, let me get to that position, let me become this, let me become that. There's no such desire. That Lord gives. A chota bacha, completely dependent on mother. Mother will give roti or rice or doodh, whatever. Yeah, completely dependent on mother. Mother will change the nappy or not change the nappy, a brown t-shirt or red t-shirt. Bacha is not desiring. That's the point. But Lord can make you whatever. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
So talking about personal desire versus what Lord may give. So we depend on Lord. He may give a big opulence. He may put you under a tree. No worries. You are still the same. Asli seva padatam pinashtamam. Even if there are 100 reasons to break the love, our love is not broken. That's called love. Okay, let's stop here. It's 9:05. If devotees have more questions, please write it. There will be a little delay of 4 weeks only. I'll give to Sundar Gopal Prabhu if he has any announcements.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
As you said in the beginning, this is the last class for 2024, and we will resume our classes from 15th of January, roughly 4 weeks from today.
Yes. And have a safe holidays if you're traveling here and there. And keep your Krishna conscious up. Read some nectar of devotion in these holidays. Ujjwala Samataji has already finished full nectar of devotion. She's going to start from the beginning again. She was telling me, such a big holidays. Anyway, use your holidays, whatever, Bhagavatam, nectar of devotion, Chaitanya Charitamrita, besides all the other family activities which you may have. Okay, Hare Krishna, we'll stop here.